just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay. Another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Camille, and look who's beside me. Why? Why, Johnny?
I wonder if I've officially gotten my doctor title because you have doctor vibes,
Oh,
doctor good vibes.
right? No, that you certainly have that. Dr. Flip.
Doctor, I love it. Doctor Flip in the house.
So hello folks. I guess you all are wondering, why are we here? Well, we were representing for ACBN and all that good stuff, and I just wanted to, pull Andre away for a quick second to just get a reflection of how today was. Because even though the snow was crazy this morning,
coming in, definitely.
not crazy, but I had to support, as usual. And I caught you like in the midway, so it was really good. And today and yesterday, I mean, I watched it virtually yesterday, so it was pretty dope. I missed Dr. Fraser's part, but I was watching Chris Beck talk about customer journey.
Right.
I believe that mostly those type of things that you have great experience on, and then also the KPIs.
KPIs, yeah.
And so how did you feel being on stage in
Why? Well, to be honest, I wasn't expecting all of this. Because last year, I don't know if it was more of a trial version.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a trial version
True.
we had last year, and like it was in a room, much smaller audience.
Yeah.
But then when I stepped in and I broke the corner, and I'm like, all right, Canadian flag, Sheridan flag, and then I saw like probably about 6 cameras and a big audience. I'm like, okay, all right.
You got a little nervous.
Yes, I did. I must admit, I did.
Oh,
But
stop.
it was good. We're representing ACBN, just like you said,
Yes.
African Canadian Business Network, and Flip and Floss, and you came to represent your brand, Fitness IQ. So there were a lot of great entrepreneurs and great people in the house, right? So
Right?
that made it special,
And I believe that like you were like the second person,
Yes.
second speaker,
Yeah.
and but the pitches were highlights.
Yeah, definitely were.
and and then we also were able to speak to like content creators that have been in the game for a good while. I believe like what Dr. Vibe was here. Tokes. I hope I said it right. She was amazing. She sat with us while we were eating and stuff, and there was
Khalil, I think his name is.
yes, Khalil. You know what?
Okay.
Yes,
Story. I love the story.
Khalil was able to win what second place and
Yeah.
stuff. And there's like there's this a lot going on today.
There was a lot and a lot of great stuff. Like here are some of the businesses. I mean, there were pitches in my opinion, and there were pitch downs. Nonetheless, it's a learning experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Whether you're pitch down or pitch,
Right? Because you know what, honestly, even though like we could have gone up there and pitched, I would have been nervous.
Yeah,
I would have been
public speaking is hard. I'll tell you that.
It is.
And it's not something that comes overnight. Well, at least it wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I've had my moments of public speaking mishaps, right? And nervousness. I was nervous today too.
I lie. No. Nah.
Never look. They find a way of channeling the nervousness.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to public speaking and like promoting your passion and stuff, like I heard this one lady, Hers was the best. The vacation in your mouth. And I started dying. I was like, please, you have to come on the show
Right, right.
just to like have that, like pitch that. And that was her ending pitch.
So, oh, I think I remember who that is. Yeah,
Yes, Christine,
yeah, yeah.
with the rum cake. So that was like, it's just fun, like fun ways
Right.
where people were able to like show their passion and what their business comes.
Yeah.
And even though the first place, I don't remember how to pronounce the name, but it's like smoke box type of thing.
Yeah.
It
I
was,
remember the name of the business.
but it was
They
interesting.
do it from recently. That was pretty cool.
Yes. So like those type of things is really crucial.
Yeah.
And I think what this is like, I'm gonna say it's the third. This is the third event I've been to.
For
It
ECB.
yeah. So this is like, even though it's my first time coming in person,
Right, right.
which is a different experience
Right.
than
The
virtually.
virtual ones. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you'd be
Right,
in your
right.
brew or like wherever you are
Yeah.
virtually. And you're like, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
network with anyone.
Right.
No one can see me. But then there's times they're like, oh, just turn your camera, like back in the day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to be here, listen, and then just multitask.
Precisely. Yeah.
But like this time, it wasn't, you couldn't really multitask, but you were able to network. And I
Yeah.
actually connected. I met a lot of people.
I met a lot of people too. I was in my element. I'm an extrovert, right? I mean, I have my
Yeah.
moments, right? So
Just
be by myself, but this was my. I feel like this was my time. I feel like I've not gone to a lot of in-person events
yeah.
since the pandemic. A lot of events are starting to happen back in person, and it's really good, like to connect with people, to put a face to it in person.
Absolutely.
I met like 4 people today that I've been talking to for 2 years,
Right?
working with for 2 years, but I've never met them in person. You know what I mean? So that
Wow.
was good.
It's really shows you the power of connecting.
100%, 100%, 100%.
That's true because what I haven't met Khalil in
Yeah.
person. We did something virtually.
Right.
Raymond Millen, he was here. Um, and I'm gonna see if he could come on the show and everything. There's just so many people.
Yeah.
Actually, there's at least for me 3 people that I've met virtually that I was
Right.
able to see in person. I'm like, I'm so
Yeah.
glad this is happening.
Right, right, yeah, yeah.
Because, and you're right, like with it, like being virtual and the different dynamics when it's personal,
Right.
it gives you more. You feel like you have to be more.
Yeah. I feel like there's that burning, there's that to get over whatever, like because you are seeing people, you're engaging with people, you're hearing
Yes.
people's story. You
Mhm.
can walk up to them and you can be like, yo, I like that aspect of what you just said. Like,
Yeah.
I want to hear more. Right. So it is really different, and it's among people that look like us.
Mhm.
Right. I remember like going through university and speaking in many spaces. I was like the only black person in that space speaking, especially in my finance classes.
Yes.
Right. So when they're talking about business in an environment where it's your own people and whatnot, like definitely that there's some good food. Yeah, the food. Yeah, man, you have to big up the food.
I don't know who made the food, but the food was
Yeah, the
amazing.
food was pretty good.
Like I'm actually cheesed that I couldn't bring a takeout container.
I think well that's what there was it was a baker jerk. I think that's like the Canadian version of jerk. The Canadian version of jerk chicken, baked jerk, and
Basically.
veggies and potatoes and yeah, it was
But
pretty
it was good. I didn't get the veggies, but I made sure I had more salad,
right,
because
right,
salad
yeah.
is good for you and all that good
All
stuff.
the good stuff, man.
And
Good food, good knowledge, good people.
exactly. And you know what caught my eye at the end when Ryan was mentioning um the industries.
Yeah,
I never knew most people were in like professional
professional services.
and like accounting.
Mhm.
I guess consulting makes sense
Yeah,
because everyone wants to be a
right, right,
consultant
right.
or a coach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh.
Well, it's part of the reason too, like why a lot of black businesses were more hit during the pandemic because of the type of industry that we're in.
True.
You know, it's like the service-based businesses,
Yes.
those legal professional restaurants,
Mm.
hairdressers, salons, like that's where we're concentrated. And those industries are more affected. But also too, if you look at where the money is going, because the majority of the money in
Mhm.
those industry goes to like certain big players in the industry.
Exactly. Ooh,
But then you have
yes.
like other industries that, as was mentioned
Mhm.
by Ryan, like construction, that's, you know, the federal government is putting billions, hundreds of billions, but you know, we're not really represented in that
We're
industry.
not utilizing that
So we're not
industry.
getting into it, right?
Yeah. That's so folks, make sure you check into those type of industries
Yeah, yeah.
because it's really important.
Right.
I mean, I know I preached about trades and stuff,
Yeah.
and I think it's trades, construction, and like Khalil, he has
Tech.
like a tech as well. Those are the
Mm.
industries that we should be more focused on.
Mm.
Not saying like it's not wrong to have like the legal
Right, right,
and all
right.
that stuff, but we got to utilize the ones that are have money,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Mm.
So it is good to for folks to actually like take a look to
Right, right.
see what industries are we not tapping into
Yeah.
and how can we get some of that money.
Right, right. No, 100%. And I mean, as I talk about Ryan and like his speech,
Mhm.
the part of that speech that stood out the most to me was, I think it was like the three top issues that he learned from the survey that they did that is affecting black businesses.
Yes.
And, you know, the one with the size in terms of employees.
Yes.
And we call ourselves small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking too small. We need to think bigger. Because
True.
1 to 4 employees, more nano type business, and not even small business level. But
True.
you'll hear a lot of us classify as small business. So
That's
that
so
was
true.
really important. That stood out to me.
Mm-hmm. Same.
The perception piece around, you know, like difficulty hiring talent because of the perception around black businesses that, oh, you know, we don't, black business don't come with benefits. You're, you know, you're less likely to receive all of these things and whatnot.
Which is funny because if you think about it, and I was talking about this with someone
Mhm.
this week, that most businesses, especially the big
Yeah,
ones,
yeah.
are now switching towards like more contracts
Mhm.
and not or part time and
Right,
not
right.
getting benefits and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's funny that people think that black small well black businesses, I should say,
Right, right.
aren't providing benefits when most
Yeah,
like some companies aren't providing that either. Like
right,
there's
right,
there's some schools that's or some government jobs
right.
that still do contract.
Yeah, yeah.
So for folks to be like, nah, I don't want to work for a black business because
Right.
of that. And I thought it was wild that he was
Mhm.
like, some people don't think they're gonna get paid on time, which
Mhm.
I mean,
I mean, I know a few things like that. And even though it may or may not reflect the reality for most, it's the
mhm,
perception. I always tell people, and one thing I learned from a manager a long time ago
yeah,
is that perception is greater than the reality. It doesn't matter what the reality is. If people perceive it to be something else,
yeah,
they're gonna go with the perception,
true.
whether it is good or bad.
That
You
is
know what I mean?
very true. That
And
is very
so
true.
that is something that we have to work on as a collective, and that's why it's so important to have organizations like ACBN that's really providing, you know, people with the tools and the skills that they need. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that we are getting, you know, our equipping our entrepreneurs with the
Yes.
relevant skills. Say, okay,
Yes.
this is you have to focus on employee compensation. You have to focus on growth. These are all important areas that you should be focusing on. You know what I mean?
Indeed, and I think it's really important for businesses, whether
Mhm.
small,
Yeah.
and all that good stuff, to still utilize companies that are helping that want to help businesses.
Right, right.
And also, I was trying to think, helping businesses, and I still think most businesses needed like a mentorship or a course.
Yeah,
You have to
100%.
take a course
100%.
for you to continue to strive because like instead of taking like putting all the caps on like accounting, marketing, sales and all that stuff, you also have to know those
Mm.
factors before
Right.
you can get into the business because
100%.
look, that's one of the things that's difficult. And if like someone doesn't even know how to get capital,
Mhm.
how are you or get capital and how to run something
Right.
for like a long period of time, how are you gonna maintain it for
Yeah.
like years and years, like
Yeah.
Microsoft and Apple and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. No, 100%. The mentorship piece is key. Like, and I have some really important mentors in my circle.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about Charmaine, for example, like, I can pick up
Yes.
my phone anytime and I can be like, yo, Charmaine, what do you think about this?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can send a piece of work that I'm working on and say, yo, what do you think?
Yeah.
And 12 out of 10 times,
Mm-hmm.
that's possible.
Yeah.
She will give an idea that makes things much better.
Mm.
And the same with other people in my circle. So that mentorship piece is good. And the other day I was talking to an entrepreneur. She's based in Jamaica,
Yeah.
and she literally asked me a question that was a really important question. It's like, how do you design for the future,
Mm.
right? And so that piece is important because you're building your business now.
Yeah.
If you're only thinking about now, like, oh, this problem that I'm faced with, you're gonna design an obsolete program potentially,
True.
right? We have to design for the future. Like, what is it that people where's learning going, for
Yeah.
example?
Yeah.
Where's hair care going? Where's this going? You have to think about that important aspect
True.
of the business. You know what I mean?
Especially like with how the economy is evolving
Hmm.
in the last what, even if we think 50 years
Right.
ago, like
Yeah.
how everything's evolved,
Yeah.
it we do have to think about the future because there's going to be some industries that are going to disappear.
100%.
Like look
Yeah.
at yo what the other day I went to grocery shopping
Mm.
and literally there was this one person that was taking care of the checkout
Oh yeah.
self checkout
Right.
and taking care of checkout, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why is there just one person here?
Exactly.
And that's a little bit scary.
Cashierless. Yeah.
and
Yep. We're gonna do.
and then I can just imagine like the other industries that are going to be affected with like technology.
Yeah.
And it is important to have um a strategy and how
Right.
to keep in the
But
future and all that.
part of what I learned
Mm-hmm.
in business to
Hmm.
deal with economic downturns or upturns or changes or whatever,
Yeah.
retooling and reskilling. That is an important thing to understand, as a person, as
Yes.
an entrepreneur. Okay, these big companies, they're getting rid of physical cashier.
Yeah.
They're putting in cash register. You're gonna need somebody to service them.
Right.
You need somebody to do
True.
all of these technical work with it. So what does that mean for you as a cashier? You
Mm.
already know about customer service. You already know about cashier.
Yes.
It's easy to reskill, and rather than being the person that cash, you're the person that service these machines or the related industries that will come from the evolution. So
Mm-hmm.
these businesses they'll forever need employees and people. But the
Yes.
people who are going to get the job and who are going to succeed are the people who retool and reskill
Mm-hmm.
to match the demand for the skills that are coming with the changes in technology.
So
I
we
mean,
we basically have to learn how to evolve,
exactly. Yeah.
like you said, reskill and especially evolve and just
Yeah.
keep going with what's, I'm not gonna say what's trending,
Yeah.
but you have to stay up to the time.
100%.
And if you don't, you're gonna be
Yeah, you left behind. Up to the
yeah.
time. Yes, I mean, up to the time.
E. Oh.
You up to the time. No, like, and that's one of the most interesting things I've learned along my own business journey
Yes.
is that, especially as a startup, it's hard to get it right.
Mm.
It's really hard, and you have to be constantly pivoting,
Yes.
right? But an important place to look as you're pivoting
Mm-hmm.
is at business cases that exist. Here's one
Yes.
of the important things that we discovered, and it wasn't discovered by me, it was discovered by our co-founder, Troy Dell,
Yes.
that the best way for us to move forward as a business
Mm-hmm.
is for us to code our website from scratch. And
Yes.
when we started out, we were doing templated website,
Okay.
and it was not good in order for us to build up, like we were having out all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
But he's looked at other tech businesses,
Mhm.
including, businesses that he's worked with and whatnot, and they have told him this is why we had to code.
Okay.
from scratch.
But wait, can we take a moment to praise him because
Oh
he
yeah, yeah,
yes
yeah.
yes
Shout
yes
out to Troy.
Brr,
Big
brr,
up
brr,
the
brr.
yeah,
Especially with
100%.
Black History Month,
Yeah,
we had to celebrate
100%.
because yeah, his artwork for
Yeah.
Raptors. I'm gonna see if I can find the story that you posted
Hmm.
and then put it on the
Yeah, I can share it.
story.
I can
Yes,
definitely share it.
because we just want to big up Flip and Floss and everyone that's
Yeah.
part of the team
Right, right.
and just give you your flowers
Yeah,
when it's right,
definitely,
right?
definitely.
So and you have learning like the templates that you had.
Not
It
good.
had
Not good.
I think I saw you posting like this is how it looked before and this is how it looks after.
100%.
And that's a teaching moment because
It
like
is.
look like when we were born, like we had to learn how to crawl,
Right, right, right.
then we were able to walk and stand
Yeah.
and then actually be able to run. Some of us are able to fly too, but
Right,
that's a
right, right.
different story.
Right, right.
But it's very important for businesses to learn. And you know what I like is your business canvas
Hmm.
model.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I, I know
yeah.
you gave it to me before, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna do this.
Mhm.
But that is something really crucial
Right.
to be able to know, because look, everyone that did their pitches today,
Yeah.
the only reason why some of them that were able to succeed better, because like you said, some were pitched down,
Right.
was because they had all the information they needed to
Hmm.
be able to wow us
Right.
and be precise on why they wanted the funding, the reason for the
Yeah, man.
funding.
Yo, that model canvas, business model canvas,
Mm-hmm.
it allows you to hone in your focus.
Yes.
It allows you to know your industry because in order to answer some of those important questions regarding the earth, I can almost tell a verbatim without
Yeah.
looking on that one page right now
Yeah.
what is on it,
Yes.
right? And here's the important part is that if you were to go,
Mm-hmm.
right now we hired a UI UX designer, but we
Yeah.
didn't just jump out of the blue and say, we're going to hire a UI UX designer. That was in the canvas
Yeah.
that this person plays an important role because this person has to design for us from the
Mm-hmm.
customer experience. They have to create that journey, the sales funnel, the user journey. When I come to the website, what do I see? What do I feel? Where do I go?
Yes.
Where do you want me to go on the
Mm.
website? You have to create that roadmap on the website.
True.
It's not a matter of just putting that website out there. But that's how we started. Yo,
Mm-hmm.
flip and plus, the name so cool. Let's just dash the website out there. Okay. We are like, yo,
True.
this, whilst we were making a lot of good friends, we were building really solid relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We were bringing in income or whatever, but we had to pivot. We had to build a business that's sustainable that can go to the next level. I couldn't have done it without Troy.
Yeah.
Right. Again, I want to shout out to Troy, just like Camille said, design for Toronto Raptors. That's huge.
Yes.
Design for the city of Toronto. Like his work is on the streetcars, buses, right? From Jamaica, from Yard,
Mm.
doing big things. And that's one of the things that I've always loved about Troy Dell is
Yes.
that his design capabilities second to none. He can take
Mm-hmm.
your vision
Yes.
and bring it to life
Nice.
through his design work. And I feel like that's an important part of what makes Flip and Plus what it is.
And it's all about the creators, and that's what we saw today too, with the
Mhm.
content creators. I don't think I was able to talk to all of them,
Yeah.
but there's many that stood out, and even the mobs press. Yes,
Yeah.
that Joanne.
Right.
She remember the thing she said is in order to just make clips, like to make content, just think of questions that your audience
Right.
would
Right.
want to ask you
Right.
and not what you
That's what we love to do. We love to put what we think out there.
exactly. And that I mean, am I guilty for that? Of course.
Well, we've all done it.
But it's just like, yeah, I think they want to hear this, and then sometimes you're like, no, come on, this is what I want to hear. I'm like, oh,
Right. Right.
really?
Right. Yeah. 100%. And that's even why for us as well. Like we did a lot of focus group.
Yes.
We brought in the kids.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to hear directly from the kids what
Yes.
they want to learn.
Yes.
We also wanted to hear whether or not they enjoy these animated courses. Could they follow? Does it make sense? Do they like Flip?
Yeah.
So we have this Flip guy, this random computer guy. Do you like do you like what he's saying? I
Yeah.
mean, it turned out, fortunately,
Yeah.
if the kids were being honest enough with me, because I tell
Mhm.
them to be brutally honest. If they don't like it, they don't like it. They did tell me certain things that they didn't like.
Yes.
We took the feedback,
Hmm.
even around like language and the simplicity
Yeah.
of things. We took the feedback, we went in.
Mhm.
But one of the feedback that stood out the most to me, and that is what informed or forced me
Yeah.
to get the UI UX designer, was a parent that said, well, you asked me to bring my kid
Hmm.
and you asked us to come on as well. You wanted feedback from the kid. You
Yeah.
said that you're designed for a kid, but when I go to the website,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like that kid friendly to me. And that was one of the most important
Yeah.
feedback that I got.
Hmm.
And that is what informed this new website that we're coming with. You know what
I mean, critical, what's the word? Critical, what's the word?
Critical thinking
Not critical thinking.
or
Critical,
constructive feedback.
yes,
Yeah,
construction feedback. Thank you.
yeah.
Is always needed
It
at
is.
times because, and then at least you didn't take it to heart.
Take it right. I
And
said,
then,
I'm gonna come do something good up. Well, yeah, they said that. Somebody asked me for feedback and I gave them before and I took it to heart. But that's, you know, I'm a consumer of your product.
yeah.
This person was a consumer for a product.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then you know what? Usually I would take things to heart, but then I had to step back and think like, you know what?
Mhm.
I sometimes you need to hear the harsh
Right.
reality
Yeah.
just to humble yourself
100%.
and then be able to see how you can to work towards
Right.
making things better.
100%. But I mean,
Don't be too harsh.
at the end of the day, the business is not about you.
Exactly.
If it's about me, why am I getting people to go on and pay for it? You know what I mean?
True.
And why would I need to put it out there? Your business is not about you, like it's about your customers.
Mm-hmm.
So if your customers are saying, I don't like this,
Yeah.
I like this, I like that,
Yeah.
this is what you can do to improve.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to take the constructive feedback, right?
That is
And
very true.
yeah, man, that customer feedback component of whatever business you're doing is really important,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so this is an important part too of informing some of the things that Ryan talked about, like the perception of our business. Because when you see a black business coming out there and they're like, yo, I want to hear from our customers. I want feedback.
Mm-hmm.
That is gonna help to shape the perception. Like, yo, these business people that actually care about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then it was great because I never knew
Mhm.
those perceptions.
Right.
Because I'm like, that's what they think.
That was new to me, especially around the pay and the benefits.
Yeah, because I was like, but
And the
that's
size. That was
everyone.
new to me.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So like for individuals that don't know, most what 86%?
86%.
86% of black businesses is nano businesses which have less than 5 employees.
Yeah.
And it's common
Mhm.
because like I could think of like most of the businesses that I've helped or whatnot that yeah they don't have like
Mhm.
5 employees
Oh,
or it's
right.
mostly contractors,
Yeah.
which is fine, but you do want to get into that um transition into having
Mhm.
contractors into employees.
Right.
And I mean, if anyone's looking for a payroll software company, I got a link, so contact me.
The payroll system implemented.
Exactly, because I remember I was trying to do payroll for someone, and I was like, well, let me stay in my lane. You know what? I can't compete with what ADP does, so I'm just gonna like that was like that company, and I think there's another payroll company, but
Mhm.
I was like, it, there's a blueprint, like Ryan said, there's a blueprint of how to succeed with the business.
Mhm.
You don't have to create or recreate the wheel. It's already been made,
Right.
and you can do it.
Yeah.
Just follow the blueprint or follow the steps,
Mhm.
and that's how you'll be able to
Yeah, no,
succeed.
I totally agree. And one of the things too is being able to build verticals. And believe it or not, I was
Mm,
just talking to somebody in the audience,
yeah.
and I was telling her about the impact of watching that Madam CJ Walker movie, and then my business choices.
Yes.
When Madam CJ Walker said, "Yo, don't just think about building a business or creating a product. Think about building an industry."
Yes.
Right? And so that has allowed me to think about verticals, right? Because see, I've entered real estate space in Jamaica, but not only the goal was to go into short-term rental, but we're now into cleaning services. We're now into property management. We're now looking into construction, and we are looking into building a payment solution
Yes.
for people. I can't go too much into that, but
Don't worry. When
it
the
is because
time
we've been
comes.
thinking of industry, like how can you serve and
Yes.
create an industry here? So it's really important that you do that. You have to, and in order to do that, you have to know the industry. You have to know the people that you're
Yes.
serving. So you have to take the time. And a
Research.
really important part of a startup journey is learning. Learn about your business, learn about your competition, learn about your customers, learn about your products,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
As I talked about today. Because when you learn these things, you're able to evolve,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to create efficiencies, and you're able to build a better overall business, right?
Yes, and research and development is part of the aspect
100%.
with a business. So you definitely
Definitely, definitely.
have to learn that part
Yeah,
because
100%.
if you don't know anything about your industry, why are you there?
Exactly.
Like
You need to exit.
I mean, ideally, yes, you can learn you can learn about consulting, but if you're consulting about hair product, mind you, you know the hair look nice, but I haven't done enough research to
Right.
be able to have that type of business. So it is good to do your research and you learn something new every day.
Exactly. Exactly.
You learn something new every day. And if
Yeah.
you're not learning,
You're not grow. Simple
exactly,
put, yeah.
right?
Yeah, simple put. It's like some of the times I actually look back at Flip and Fast, and
Mhm.
as I said, like it was never a business idea. I never got up one day and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna build an edtech business."
Yeah.
It was never a part of my journey. I can look back at ideas that I've come up with,
Hmm.
and this was never one of them.
Yeah.
Right? It was just love for community
Hmm.
that brought me to this space, and I'll tell you, it's like one of the steepest learning curves. But it's like year over year when you hear me talk about it. Well, it's only been 2 years since been on this journey, but as I started venturing more into this space, we pivot, the business evolves,
Yeah.
learn more,
Hmm.
and we see different things, right? And that is, for me, is really important. Finding the right team,
Yes.
finding synergy, right? Remember I was talking about Friday, we were two different people with very different
Path.
skills.
Hmm.
I'm a biz dev guy, and
Hmm.
I'm on the business side. I can I can build the relationships. I can figure out the products. I can do all of these things. I can manage projects.
Yeah.
And Troydell can design.
And create.
He can illustrate. He can create.
Hmm.
He can take everything that I think
Hmm.
and want and make it look really nice
Nice.
and put it into something that's enjoyable. And so, that is important. Finding the skills that will complement what you're doing.
Hmm.
The animation. Like when we went out there in search of like um animators. Like it was a really hard thing to find animators because I don't know what type of animator. When I had this meeting with these guys and they're like, "Yo, like, oh yeah, we have to rig this and we have to do this." And I'm like, "What rig? What do you mean?" Like everything was part. We had to do an animatic and I'm like, "What's an animatic?
Yeah.
What's a storyboard? What are all of these things that you're talking about? You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
But no, I know precisely what these things are. So
And that's with research, right?
that's with research,
Because
100%.
and that's really important because you also want to research different aspects in your business
Mhm.
so you don't get
Right.
what's the word, ripped off or taken advantage of
Mhm.
because
And people will take advantage of you. If
right
it's the willingness to do.
they'll be like, oh, I don't know what that
Yeah, man,
meant,
exactly. Take advantage of you. You if you don't know, you can't make them know say no no.
right?
And Kevin O'Leary mentioned um something in a podcast that really I think this also helped to improve the relationship with Troy and I.
Yeah.
And he spoke about finding the two engines in your business.
Mm.
He said most businesses, if not all, has two engines that they need in order to thrive.
Yeah.
And when I look at this business, the
Mhm.
two engines, one is creativity and the other one is the knowledge, the financial literacy. So I had to take that in, and I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
I come with the knowledge around financial literacy.
Yes.
Troy comes with creativity.
Nice.
Troy focuses on creativity. I focus on
Good
financial
dog. Yes.
it's a perfect marriage.
Right? Yin to yang.
Like,
That
it's a perfect
actually
marriage.
that actually makes sense because it's like a partnership.
Yeah,
Like if one person isn't doesn't master in that, the other one can pick up that weight and
right.
stuff. So
Exactly.
it is two engineers is the way to
Yeah,
go
100%.
and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wish we could get Ryan there because he's still here, but it's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Was there anything else that that you learned today that you will keep close to your heart or the people? I know you're a celebrity. There's
I feel like every time I come in these spaces, I'm like, I
yeah.
didn't realize how many people know me or know of me.
Hmm.
You know, like,
Yeah. It's true. But hey, every year that goes, you will realize how impactful you
mhm,
are. And they will know your name. They'll
mhm.
call you Flip Flops, Dr. Flip,
All
all
kind of
those
things.
and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And I'm just glad I trekked all the way because obviously we're not
yeah.
in a location that is normal.
Right.
But I'm glad I took the time to, show face and
Mhm.
connect because
Yeah.
connecting is important and just being able to surround ourselves with even if they're not like-minded folks,
Right,
but
right.
we all have the same agenda of
Mhm.
building the community.
Right.
And I'm definitely gonna, even though I am connected with ACBN,
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna connect more and
Right.
see us all thrive
Yeah.
because we are stronger together
100%.
than separate and all
Hmm.
that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I love it. And I mean, yeah, to your point about something else that stood out to me was something that Mr. Good Vibe said
Hmm.
about that fear of moving from 0 to 100 when you start posting on social media and get no reaction.
I almost forgot about him. I'm glad you
Right?
mentioned
You know, it's the other day I was looking in one of um my saved thing from CDC,
Hmm.
and I remember when I had just looked at it, it was like probably like 500 views.
Yeah.
And I looked at it again, and it's
Mhm.
almost 20,000 views. And I was like, holy crap.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So 20,000 people somewhere
Yes.
viewed that video of me talking about flip and floss and what
Wow.
they're doing. Right. And not only that, like, I mean, a lot of people been telling me about TikTok, and I went on TikTok just the other day. And I
I
posted my
want.
very first video that I posted.
Yes.
I got almost 1,000 views. I was like, holy crap. Right. So, but I've over the years got more comfortable
Yes.
with not getting any reaction and
Yes.
no views
You
to
know
be
what?
able to be building my brand, to be going in schools, to going in not for profits,
Yes.
to be partnering with correctional services and all of these amazing institutions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I actually told someone like I went to like a little no, I went to an event. It's not
Mhm.
little. That was rude. At a amazing event
Yeah.
where it was like about with artists and poets and stuff. And one lady was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I want to be on TikTok
Mm.
because it's only 10 likes." I was like, "Yo, don't let that discourage you. Like
Right, right.
10 is better than nothing." At
Trust
the
me.
same
Yeah.
time, like and if you're at least consistent,
Right.
you will get the consistency is key,
It is key.
right?
Yeah,
you will
100%.
you will get the followers and all that good stuff as long as you're consistent
Right.
and you have a vision and you just keep
But
up
here's the
to
other
it.
thing, like likes does not always translate to success. I have friends, I have people in my network
Hmm.
that you go on the social media, it's boring, it's a few likes, and they've made they built multi-million dollar businesses. Their businesses
Right.
out there making a shitload of money, but they're not a social media person.
Mm.
So don't get caught up in this thing that like your business can't succeed.
Yeah.
Uh, if I mean the lawyer that spoke earlier said I don't know what her following is, but she has a seven-figure business. I don't hear she talking a lot about social media. She's talking about her seven-figure business that she built. So you can still build really successful businesses without even having the follower base. I mean,
Exactly.
a lot of the work that I do, like um, this quarter alone, we have like
Mhm.
over 60
Yeah.
workshop schedules. Scheduled. We've partnered with over 20 organizations. We've built so many relations. There's so much that we're doing in the background that
Mhm.
I've lost the ability to even keep up with social media. So it doesn't necessarily mean that things are not happening. We're in Jamaica right now, moving to Jamaica,
Yeah.
partnering with banks, partnering with schools, doing all of these amazing things in the background. So the business is still building,
Exactly.
right? But yeah, maybe at some point social media would help,
Mhm.
right? But even if you don't have the skill, once you continue to build that successful business, you can get the people with the skill to
Exactly.
do that for you. You know what I mean?
And it's all about outsourcing as well.
Exactly.
Just best believe the social media aspect, it I mean, it is lovely to have the social aspect and have
Right.
people see you like
Yeah, but
behind
have a
the
presence for
scenes,
sure.
right? But it's also like you mentioned before, the knowledge and the creativity.
Mhm.
The knowledge part is what we strive on and want people to see, but it's also with the edu tech, you're able to reach more people.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
even better because you won't have to do all these TikToks and all that stuff.
Exactly.
It will be out there to show like
Yeah.
the product, the service is will be out there for you
Yeah, yeah.
to see.
Well, I've looked at a couple edtech businesses out
Mhm.
there that are unicorn. One of them has a valuation, it's based in India, it has a valuation of $13 billion. You look at their social media, they'll be like, yo, this company does not have make no money. But it's a $13 billion company.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you have to know your industry, know what drives it, know your customers, how you're gonna reach them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are reaching them and you're gaining traction,
Yeah.
you know, 'cause you can have like a million followers or
Mhm.
500,000 followers, and you don't make the same revenue as a company that has only 10,000 followers.
True.
You
And
know what I mean?
like someone mentioned today, they were just like focused on, oh, well, I want I want to monetize on my Instagram and stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, at the same time, there's baby steps to this. There's baby steps. Like
yeah.
it will come.
It will come.
It will come.
Come
But
and build it.
exactly. And you have to be consistent.
You have to be consistent. I mean, a lot of people, I talk to people all the time, and they'll be like, yo, why don't you go pitch for Fan Floss? Why don't you go do this? Why don't you? And I say, what am I gonna pitch? I used to say this last year. I
Hmm.
don't know about the industry. I don't know about the business I'm building. I'm gonna
Hmm.
go out there and ask people to invest in something that I don't fully understand.
Yeah.
That's different now because I fully understand the business.
Hmm.
And I have spent time to figure out the perfect product.
Yes.
But not only the product, the perfect product now that, and what we're building now is like future state for the next 5, 10 years. But not only that, we've seen other products,
Yes.
inspirations that we've gotten from other businesses that's even gonna revolutionize what we're building. Right. So and then you also want to get it out there to test it to see like what the revenue is. And I was actually talking to one of my friends recently. He's based in the US,
Hmm.
and we were talking about sales. And I said, yo, like, how do you measure your traction or sales at first start? Because I said, even my business, for example,
Yeah.
um, I started doing this like 2 years ago, but it was never a part of a plan. So I never actually developed a product or anything. I was
Mm.
just like pushed out into the public stage because I got this award
Yeah.
and I was out there talking or whatever.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people came behind the plan and
Mm.
this movement happened.
True.
And so now it's like the business and the movement happened before the product.
Yes.
So now I have to actually step back from all of that excitement or
And
whatever
then do the
and build the
steps.
product and build something. So that's where we are. I mean, it's got to be good
Hmm.
for business because we would have already established that presence and that credibility and all of that thing, right?
Yeah.
But you just really have to know your story and know your audience and what is working for you, what is not working, because everybody's story is gonna look differently.
Everyone's
You know what I
story
mean?
is different. That's true. And I think that was one of the main focuses in the pitch aspect is um, knowing your story
Yeah.
is what's gonna bring the investors to
Right.
you. And I know personally, like what Cleo's story was inspiring to like
Right,
a
right,
lot of
right.
young men, especially because
Yeah.
mental health, black male doing it. What?
Mhm.
So
100%.
obviously that's why I mean, personally, I thought he was gonna win,
Mhm.
and but I also understood the other lady that won as well.
Right.
So that was actually because it was environmentally friendly. So that probably plays a part.
Mhm.
So knowing the story matters. And so when it comes to a business, you should lead with your story or your passion on why you decided to
Right.
create this baby. I always say,
100%.
and all the good stuff.
Yeah.
But is there anything else? Because I'm hungry,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm on the tour. I think, like we definitely summarize how beautiful this event is.
It was amazing.
Because make sure you follow ACBN, make sure
Yes.
you follow the
Make sure
movement,
connect,
I think
and all that good stuff.
call it a wrap and grab a wrap.
Yes. And on that note, folks, make sure you stay connected. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow Flip and Floss. If you're not, what are you doing?
Right.
Because I already have, and I always play the song no matter what. Easy it, and then hold on, let me. Technical difficulties. It won't be that bad.
Financial literacy,
Oh,
knowledge is a must. So
please. But yes, folks, and it is, I guess, the next time I see y'all, it will be no longer Black History Month. So make sure you guys are supporting Black businesses. All right, folks, and make sure, like I said, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And then till next time.
literacy, knowledge is a must. So link the flip boss, watch the result flash, and watch your life change. And for your better cause, you have a business or a plan and want to make it. Yeah, flip and floss, are the one to manifest it. Yeah, and if you want to better manage all your credit, call the boss, flip and floss, no doubt, then we do it. Yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, boots up your knowledge for your minimal cost. Hey, yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, up your knowledge for your minimal cost.